I'm scared because neighbors can actually see me across the street filming, and shade is something that I need to work on. Despite being a project planner and being very conscious about what I buy when it comes to my makeup collection, or I try to be conscious, I do pick up some makeup products from time to time, and there is makeup that I'm still excited about. So that is what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you the makeup that I bought, that I'm very excited about, and give you my thoughts. So you might be wondering, what makeup are you talking about? So I'm going to put on my ears edition on this channel. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit because I feel like the angle was looking a little bit weird. As you guys might or might not know, I really love the Cosrx, what is it called again? Aloe Soothing Sunscreen. That has been my sunscreen for like forever. But I wanted to pick something else up because every once in a while I want to try something different and I kind of want to explore what is out there. Picked up the Haruharu Black Rice Moisture Air Fade Daily Sunscreen with SPF 50 plus. The lighting, by the way, is going to be very much like this. It's very fluctuating. So this is supposed to be non-greasy with a velvety finish, and you shine without a sticky feeling, which is nice. I'm not going outside, so I'm not using too much, but here you have it. So this is what the sunscreen looks like, and as you can see, it gives a really nice glow to my skin. I've been using it for the past couple of days, and I actually really like this formula. As you can see, I have a really nice glow on my skin, and it really does not feel, it feels a little bit tacky, not gonna lie, but it doesn't really feel greasy all that much, which is something that happens with sunscreens a lot, and I don't like that. It also does not have that typical sunscreen scent. Currently, I really like this, and I also think it's great underneath makeup as well. Then another product that I'm quickly going to apply, but I think you guys already saw this in my Catrice and Essence makeup video. So this is the Catrice Glam Gold Hydrating Primer, and as you can see, I've been using this quite a bit. I don't know why, but it's actually really nice. It leaves a little bit of a tacky layer on my skin, but it has some of those gold flakes in them. I don't know what that does. Probably nothing, and it's probably a gimmick, but I do really enjoy the formula just on top of like my sunscreen. My skin is a little bit red now because I've applied those primers, and then my skin is always like okay, when it comes to foundation and tinted skin things, I recently purchased the Haus Labs foundation. I think I talked about this a few times, but I never gave a proper review, and I'm also not going to do that today. I'm sorry. I'm going to do it in a future video, but I do want to update you a little bit on this foundation and what I think of it, because the last thing I think that I discussed when it came to this foundation is that I was a little bit hesitant. I wasn't entirely sure if I liked it or not, and it was like a little bit heavy and like a foundation. I've changed my way of applying this, and I've been trying to figure it out a little bit, and now I like it much more. So what I do is I apply it just a teeny tiny bit, and then I spread it out over my hand. I apply like one pump, I think. I actually, instead of using a sponge, I used a brush. I use this brush. This is from e.l.f. and it's their airbrush blender. When I apply it like that and I apply a light layer, it kind of really works out fine. But moving on, I have the Unleashia what is this called again? The Satin Wear Healthy Green Cushion in the shade 21. I bought this because of Judy on YouTube. Her name is Judy. I will link her down below. She's like, I think a New Zealand or Australian YouTuber, and I think she's very lovely to look at because her makeup always looks so beautiful. But she talked about the Unleashia, and I was interested in these like cushion foundation thingies because I was just curious what they look like, what their formula is. So I picked this one up, and honestly the packaging is really cool. I mean, look at this. Already swatched this. I haven't really used this all that much, but the problem right now is that this is a little bit light for my complexion. I was not expecting that because usually, you know, it doesn't really work out with me. Press this button right here and then product comes out. That's the only thing that I find a little odd. So I take it on my finger and then I apply it to the back of my hand. Besides swatching it, this is probably gonna be the first time that I'm actually properly wearing it. So I'm gonna use the same method of what I do with the Haus Labs, because from looking at this formula, it's actually also quite pigmented. By using it, it's a little bit yellow on my skin, but oh fuck, that was too much. It doesn't seem very flexible. I'm actually so shocked right now. This looks, even though it looks a tad too pale, you can obviously tell it matches my neck, but that's not always a good thing. Look at the way that this looks on the skin. Isn't that crazy? I mean, look at this. Look at my nose. What the hell? That looks so good. That's crazy. What? I was not expecting that, especially because I applied it with a brush. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. I was not expecting this. Like, look at the way that it looks on my skin right now. Like, it is not streaky. I don't know about my forehead, but I think it looks fine as well. I'm sorry for this insane close-up, by the way. I'm going to continue testing this out, but so far, this is crazy. I am very pleasantly surprised by the way that it looks on my skin right now. Again, the shade. Okay, moving on to bronzer. I have the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Contour. These are new and they took TikTok by storm, mind you. I have the shade Gentle, which I think is the lightest color. I'm not exactly sure. Like, it is obviously labeled as a liquid contour, but a lot of people thought that the shades were a little bit too warm toned to be a contour, which I do actually understand because I feel kind of the same way. So this is a weightless, easy to blend liquid contour that defines and enhances your favorite features for a naturally lifted look that lasts. Just dot, blend, and you're done. I think everyone kind of knows the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch liquid blushes, which are known to be insanely pigmented. And at first when these came out, I was like, oh boy, please don't do this to me. I have some thoughts that I'm going to share with you, but I am going to use the dot method. I feel like I look so gray right now. Why is that? So, you do. And then I dot it. So this is the way that they say it should be applied. I also like applying it to the back of my, hand. But this works as well. And as you can see, it kind of translates to a little bit of a warm tone on the skin, which I don't mind, and honestly. So once you put it on the skin, it does blend out really beautifully and very easily, which is something that I definitely appreciate. I was not expecting this easy to use effect, like they said in the description. I really thought this is going to be a little bit tricky. This actually surprised me because obviously contour and bronzer and anything liquid can be tricky to use, a little bit hard to manage, especially if they're quite pigmented, but this is pigmented enough to show up on my skin and at the same time blend out really nicely together and not be overwhelming. A beautiful wash of color and dimension to my face without it being too much and without it being too orange. But yeah, I don't know, I find that this is just very user friendly, and it's something that I put on, I blend out, and I don't really think about it. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this product. Okay, moving on to my favorite part of makeup, which is blushes, and I have obviously 2 new blushes in my collection. I think in March or February I went shopping with my best friend. It's something that we do all the time. Like, when we get together, we shop and we spend our money, and it's just always a good time to shop and be girly. When I went shopping with her, we have a MAC store in our city, and I haven't been in the MAC store in like years. Like, I went into a MAC store for the very first time and bought my first ever MAC lipstick together with my best friend. And I think, if I remember correctly, we bought the shade Matte. I don't have that one in my collection anymore because it's been like 7 years, if not longer. I released a new collection of like cool tone lip liners, and one of them that I was very interested in was Cool Spice. And I don't know, I was just kind of looking for new lip liners and stuff, and I actually got one, but it's not Cool Spice and it's one of the older ones that they released. But while I was there and looking at the lip liners, I was also swatching their other products, and one that I came across with this Glow Play blush that I've heard so many things about. So this is the Glow Play Cushiony Blush in the shade Blush Please, and this looked like a perfect everyday shade. I mean, look at this. This is such a beautiful shade, and on my skin as well, I was really enjoying it. First of all, what the fuck happened to prices of makeup? Because I was just blown away. I'm sorry for this midterm rant, but I have to do it. When I first bought my first ever MAC lipstick, which was with my best friend, that lipstick, that goddamn matte lipstick was like $18.50, and now a lipstick is like 28 or it's 32 euros. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why is it like the formula is still the same? I think the formula is still the same, the packaging is still the same. Why the fuck is it 10 euros more expensive than it used to be? And I know some people are gonna say like, yeah, in my time it was like, I know that, but for me, my comparison is what I bought it first, and that was like $18.50. But like, why is it 28 euros right now? That is crazy to me. Same thing with this lip liner. This was like 27 euros, I believe. I don't. But why is a lip liner almost as expensive as a lipstick? Anyway, that was my midterm rant. I think this was about $32, which dollars. I don't do dollars. Euros. It's why I love Catrice and Essence. They stick to their pricing. So these are the new Rare Beauty Matte Bouncy blushes, and they're really nice. I've waited so long to show you this, but you can like press them. I haven't pressed them because I wanted to wait until I could show you on screen. This is a cushiony cream to powder blush that gives dreamiest flush of color with a lasting blurred matte finish. It's bouncy, buildable. They give the cheeks an airy cloud-like flush that looks like a dream with the most weightless natural matte finish that won't settle into creases, emphasize skin texture, or dry you out. So I have the shade Worth, which is a tree rose. From all the shades that I was looking at, this was the shade that kind of interested me the most. And when you apply it, it looks like that. So definitely a slightly warmer rose tone. Beautiful and a little bit more vibrant than the MAC one, as you can see. So you can really tell the difference with the two. I have already used this. Be aware, this is pigmented, especially if you're a fair skin girly. This is pigmented, very pigmented. I was expecting nothing less, to be honest, but I'm going to apply both of them. I'm gonna apply the MAC blush to one cheek and then the Rare Beauty blush to another cheek. This is also, by the way, a putty as well. This is also a putty blush, as you can see. Let me just destroy the aesthetic purposes of this blush. Yeah, I like to use a denser brush, and I like to apply it to the apples of my cheeks and then drag it up further. This is just lovely to me. This is a perfect everyday blush, even though I applied way too much right now. I just kind of fix the edges every once in a while, but this is like lovely. Look at that. It's the perfect everyday blush. I love it so much. It's such a good blush shade. Then I have the Rare Beauty one. Let me think of how I'm applying this. I think I'm going to use a brush like this that is fairly round, but a little bit fluffy as well. And then I just go in and I tap off the excess. As you can see, it's a little bit more red in tone. If you want it to have more impact, you can take a denser brush. And do that. So that is what it looks like. Very fresh, very spring appropriate in my opinion. I really like it. And then on this side, it's a little bit more everyday friendly, but this one is beautiful and I really like this one. I love them equally and differently at the same time, even though they're a little bit of that like putty blush. I feel like the MAC one is a little bit more everyday appropriate, but at the same time the color is really beautiful, and it has, as you can see in the pan, a little bit of a glow to it, which also translates to the skin. And then the Rare Beauty one does not have a glow, but it has still a little bit of a sheen, even though it's matte. And it gives a beautiful, soft focus, blurry effect to the skin. It's very softly blurred. And it's a little bit more mattified on this side than it is on this side. So these are the blushes. I love them equally. I'm very happy to have added them to my collection. Now we don't have a lot of products left anymore. I actually have, I'm gonna do the eyes actually, because that's what I like to do. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you guys in even more. Welcome to my face. I'm gonna apply, this is the Catrice Super Brief Brush Liner Waterproof. My R's are not going that well. Okay, so I'm gonna apply this, excuse me. And then I'm also going to apply my brow gel. This is the only thing that I apply to my brows, by the way. This is the Essence Fix It Like Pro Transparent Brow Gel. So like that. And I needed to do that because we are going to apply the eyeliner that I talked about. Okay, so this is the Catrice Space Glam Liquid Effects Eyeliner. This is beautiful. It's such a cool shade. Now, what I think of the formula, it's a little bit thick, so you don't want to apply too much, but it has a really fine brush. And some people wanted to know how I created that look. So I just did like this. And then I need a mirror because obviously this is not enough. Oh, I went a little thick on this side. That's why. I did a little bit on the eyeliner as well, so I'm quickly gonna do that too. That's all I need to do actually. Actually, we're gonna do the lips first because I have kind of like a staining product. So I have, I spoke about the MAC lip liner that I bought. I bought the shade Oak, which is apparently a long time runner in their makeup collection. So this is what it looks like. I thought it was the perfect everyday nude, and now in formula it is in like the classic wooden eyeliner pencil, and it's also like a matte formula, so it looks very natural and you don't have any of that weird shiny bit around your mouth. And then this is also a new product that I have. This is the NYX Professional Makeup Lip IV Hydrating Gloss Serum. I have the shade Hydra Honey 02, and this is a product, it's like lip lacquer, but it leaves a stain, and this is the shade that I thought was going to fit my lips the most. So it's very thick, as you can see, it has a lot of shine. So as an everyday lip gloss, I would personally not wear this because it's a little bit too high coverage, but it leaves a really beautiful stain. I'm gonna apply some mascara and I'll be right back to show you the finished look. Hey, so we are back. I'm just gonna take this off. This is just a piece of toilet paper, by the way. So this is the finished makeup look. I'm still looking quite glowy, which is lovely. It's also quite sunny outside right now, so it's going all of a sudden in terms of lighting. But yeah, this is also what the liquid IV stain looks like. Again, I have the shade Hydra Honey, which I personally think it's like a perfect shade. It can also just wipe it off even more and then it becomes even lighter, but you know, yeah, these are all of the new products in my makeup collection that I have been trying out using, so I'm gonna keep you updated on how I feel about them. I think a few products that I already can tell that I really like is this Haruharu sunscreen. I really like this one. I also really like the Rare Beauty bronzer and the blush obviously, and also the MAC blush. I think these are lovely. Now, when it comes to the foundation, this Unleashia thing right now, it's looking gorgeous on my skin, even with all of the makeup that I have on. I'm definitely going to continue testing this out, but I have to say I'm never going to use this puffing thing. Anything else that I used, obviously the liquid IV I really like as well. I think it's a beautiful way of wearing something on your lips without it being too much. And I am going to definitely update you with a full-on wear test of the Rare Beauty Haus Labs foundation. That's it for today's video. Please let me know down below if there are like any makeup products that you bought and that really surprised you. I'm interested always to test out new products as long as I really like them and they're in my like niche category of products that I like. And yeah, this is it for today's video, and there goes the light again. I hope you really enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!